Is that what you told me? That y'all ain't hear nothing in the past, in the first 3 minutes of the show? well, this is what I was saying in the first 3 minutes of the show. First of all, I was saying that y'all hear me now? We good? Y'all hear me now? We good? Y'all hear me now? We good? Yeah. In the first 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes of the show, I was saying how Blog Talk wasn't working. It was acting like it was going to work, but we found out that it's just not going to do it. It's not doing it today. So we won't be able to take any calls. You know what I mean? We still have some fun now with me and all the gang, learning from each other while we do our thing. Nah, nah, nah. Gonna have a good time, says LS says no sound guru. Yo, check this out, guru, because I know you got sound now, but this is for you. This is for you. You can find something to do. You came through here and there were people here too. And guess what? They not going nowhere. And you don't have to be scared of what I'm saying, but I ain't playing. You've come to the right place if you want to troll. Yeah, but I'm under control. I got the mic and the lights and the camera and the mic so I can say what the fuck I like. And you all you can do is right. You can't even call in today, so go ahead with your little gay ass. Yo, yeah, I put it in the stash and I say things that I wouldn't said it in the past. So you come to the right area. So things for you, somebody like you is getting scarier. I'm like a terrier, a pit bull, kind of like biting on you, but not taking your rhymes. I'm going to make sure that you think better of it next time. Crimes, it's not something that I will do, but I'll prove to you that you don't know who you are talking to or who you're dealing with. So we go ahead with that non-appealing shit that you were saying out of your mouth, or should I say that you wrote down, because you was a fucking clown. Are we good? We good? I know we good now. We got the light. Yeah, we straight. We good now. So, all right. I don't want to give no extra time to any. I don't want to give any extra time to any cornballs. So we might have a cornball left, but everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right from here on out. Everything is going to be okay. As I watch my Eagles suffer today. Hey. All right. Sorry about the little audio issue in the beginning. I didn't have the mic turned on. And it's a funny thing because it looked like Blog Talk was going to actually work. It gave me the signal like, oh, yeah, the show was about to start in 15 seconds. And then it came back and said, no, we having technical difficulties. You're going to have to rock out by yourself. You're going to have to make it work in another kind of way. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. How y'all feeling, man? Sunday, the 29th of September. One more day left in September. Then October is officially here. The weather is changing. So we are feeling that fall weather. We feeling that autumn temperature going on. It's not cold, but it's like in the 60s today. So, you know, the 60s is pretty warm in the wintertime. But in the summertime, So that's how it's going down. How y'all feeling, man? Let me carry right morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And my brother, Ansel Jones, is in the house. What's going on, my brother, Ansel Jones? Thanks for coming through, my peoples. And also, Grown Woman Don't Try Me. Grown Woman Don't Try Me. How you feeling? Good to see you, Mike. Always good. Always great. I'm glad that you're here, even though I'm a little late. But we straight. Yeah, you came through. And I'm really glad that you do each and every time. Yeah, so the rhyme gets a little quicker. Yeah, and the build, it might get a little thicker. Nah, I keep it trimmed down. I ain't trying to be like in my other cats and see them Muslims that's all around. No disrespect, but on my neck, I can't have a whole lot of hair. Can't keep it there. All right, so today we are talking about dealing with somebody who likes to see people suffer. Have you ever dealt with somebody who likes to see people suffer? I mean, some people are a little prone to cruelty. Some people are prone to cruelty. Like, I don't know, they don't have a problem seeing somebody hurt, somebody sick, somebody in pain. Other people really don't like to see that. I don't know. I don't like to see people. I don't like to see people struggling. I don't like to see people hurting. I don't like to see people in pain. It pains me to see other people in pain. But some people kind of revel in that shit. And it can make you wonder where it's coming from. Because it might be somebody that you are close to. And you know when you're close to somebody who likes to see people suffer, or they like to see people hurting. It could be people that they don't like. It could be people that they don't know. But it really hits home when it is people that they know, and maybe they just have a little, let's just say the people that are suffering aren't their favorite people. So let me give y'all a little example. I'm always wary, and this might just be me, but I'm always wary of people who are talking about people getting karma. Like karma is going to come to see you. You know, karma is a bitch. Karma is a motherfucker. Karma, 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 karma. Some people always talking about karma. And I'm thinking like, what's the whole thing about karma? Now, I think I might have a deeper understanding, or at least a different understanding about what karma is than a lot of people do. A lot of people think that karma is some kind of revenge. It's some kind of just desserts. They always look at karma like it's a bad thing. Like you cut somebody off in traffic and next thing you know, you hit a guardrail or the cops stop you or something like that. Instant karma, they call it. Instant karma. I'm like, so karma, is it instant karma when I don't know, you help an old lady across the street or give somebody the good word and next thing you know, you buy a scratch off and win $2,000? I don't know. Is that instant karma too? I don't hear people describe karma as that, but karma is that. But the reason I brought up the whole thing about karma is because when people talk about karma, when I'm talking about people who constantly talk about karma, who are always keeping that word in their mouth, they're always keeping that idea in their heads and in your head, some of them like to see people get their karma. How many of y'all know somebody who just can't wait to see everybody get paid back? Or they kind of feel like they want to see somebody go through the struggle. It could be because they've struggled all their lives, or maybe they don't feel like they had an easy time in their lives, so they don't want to see anybody else have an easy time in their lives. A lot of old heads, people like me, my age and up, we get accused of hating all the time. We get accused of all right, so when we talk about millennials, or when we talk about the Generation Z, and we're talking about how hard we had it growing up and how easy they have it, how we had to work for ours. I mean, physically work for ours, and how they just give it or expect to have it given to them. So we're always talking about, you know, all the things that we had to do, all of the channels that we had to go through in order for us to have anything that we have in life. And we always getting on them about having it the easy way. And of course, from our standpoint, it looks like we did have it a lot harder than they do, but we may not understand their struggle. So we get accused of wanting to see them go through hard times. We get accused of not wanting to see them shine. I'm gonna give you an example. Hold on. Dipples D's, what's going on? Glad to see you here in Zaddy's world. Oh, you was here before Zaddy's world. You're not new here. What up, pizza? What's good? TK right says some people wait in the shadows and watch you suffer. They want to seem sympathetic, but really they are excited about your downfall. And it comes out. You can tell. You can tell that they want to see your downfall. You can tell that they want to see you doing bad. But like I said, old heads get accused of wanting to see the younger generation hurt or suffering or going through it. You know, like, okay, take old school hip hop. Take old school hip hop. One thing about old school hip hoppers is that many of them, as they were building up hip hop to be an actual music genre, because it wasn't taken seriously in the late 70s and in the 80s when it came out. And there were a lot of efforts to squash hip hop, to get it up out of there, to get it off the radio. There are documented events that happen on WBLS and Kiss 90s. What was it? Kiss 98? What was it? Kiss 98 in New York with Mr. Magic. Even though Mr. Magic, he was a DJ in New York in the 80s and broke a lot of MCs or rappers records or whatever. When I say break records, 98.7. Okay, yeah, Kiss 98. Okay, so and thank you, TK. Right, appreciate that. They actually were okay. Hip hop used to come on late at night. They didn't want it played during the daytime. It was strictly R&B and top 40 pop and stuff being played in the daytime. They didn't want any hip hop played in the daytime. You know, in the daytime, which is when most people listen to the radio, that's when you're going to get more exposure. That's when you're going to get people to buy your records and get people to request your records. And that's how you're going to blow up. That's how you're going to get your career started and propel it into a higher space. So they made sure that hip hop, they paid the DJs not to play any hip hop during the day, only at night. What happened was so many people were starting to listen at night that it started to become undeniable. Like, all right, we might as well put it on the day, but their hand had to be forced. So, and major labels weren't signing hip hop artists. They didn't believe in it. They didn't want it. They didn't want any part of it. So, a lot of hip hop artists had to start on minor labels or independent labels, or like they did in Philly, they started their own labels, pressed up their own, did their own artwork on their album covers, or should I say the jackets? That's what it's actually called, a jacket, where the record fit into the yeah. But anyway, so they did their own artwork. Like Schoolie D did his own artwork. He produced his own songs. Of course, he wrote them and performed them. So he got all the credits, and he made a lot of money off of that. You know the old school song PSK. What does it mean? He made so much money off of that record because he did everything. So when it was time for him to get signed by a major label, which was Jive RCA at the time, they had to pay him a bunch because he was like, I don't really need y'all. I need y'all maybe for distribution, but other than that, I don't need you for nothing. And getting a distribution deal as an independent label was a big thing, because you could push your own music, and because hip hop was growing anyway. So because major labels didn't want to pay hip hop artists, and when they did sign them, they gave them these little baby contracts, even though there was no overhead. Hip hop artists only had vocalists and a DJ. They didn't have musicians that had to be signed. They didn't have background singers or anything like that. So it made more sense that they should have been making money, stacks and stacks of cash, because they were actually selling records without any promotion, without having to do payola, without any of that stuff. But what happened? They got these little contracts, and they got jerked. I mean, you could say they got jerked, but this happens in the industry all the time. You don't understand your business. You don't have good legal representation. You get presented with a contract and you lose a lot of money. You lose money you don't even know you had. All you know is you didn't get paid. But Sugar Hill Records, for example, with Sylvia Robinson Sugar Hill Records was actually located across the bridge in Jersey, but all of the artists were mainly from New York. So the Treacherous Three, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, the Crash Crew. They had so many artists. In the early days, almost everybody and anybody you could think of besides Curtis Blow was signed to Sugar Hill Records. And she shitted on all of them. They didn't get paid nothing. They didn't even get their production credits. That was the reason why Grandmaster Flash had left the Furious Five, and it was if y'all remember, it was Grandmaster Melly Mel and the Furious Five for a while. Yeah, Grandmaster Flash left because they didn't let him scratch on any of the records. If you listen to any of the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five records back in the day, you never hear any scratching. But he made the beats. But they had a house band, and they wanted their house band to make all of the music for all of their artists. So that means he wasn't getting any production credits, which means he's not scratching on the records. He's not making the music. So how's he making money? And they had the worst contracts ever known to man. So I'm saying all of that to say that all of the old school hip hop artists really had to suffer with not making any money, not being as big as they could have been, and not getting the recognition that they really deserved after putting in all that work. So when they see the new artists not even signed to a label, putting their money on the internet, putting their music on the internet, making all this money. I don't even know how music artists make money anymore. I don't know. I don't know how much you get paid off streams and all of that kind of stuff. But we get accused of wanting to see them suffer. We do. We get accused of wanting to see the young cats suffer because they riding around in Benzes and Bentleys and having these big ass houses, and they got all of this money, and they ain't got to do and they can't even rap. They can't. They don't have no stage show. They can't rap. And it's not that we want to see them suffer, or should I say, the old school artists. It's not that they want to see them suffer, but when you work, you want to see other people work. That's it. It's just like being at your job. When you are at your job, you want to see, you don't want to be the only one working, especially if you know that you ain't the only one getting paid. You want everybody to put in their contribution. So yeah, that's just an example where it seems like some people want other people to suffer. Now, there are old school artists who seem to have or have had a vested interest in seeing other artists suffer, like Melly Mel of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The things that he's done and the criticism that he has waged against certain artists when they were coming up, it was notable. He was definitely a hater. He was a hater. At the New Music Seminar back in the 80s when who did he stop from getting? Mikey D. This is like 1987. Mikey D beat Grandmaster Caz in a rap battle for world supremacy. And Melly Mel conspired to take the belt that he was supposed to get for winning the battle. And he was like, yo, we won. You won, but you ain't getting the belt. Straight hate. He didn't want to see the new generation come up. And he beat his man. Now, Grandmaster Caz, some of y'all might not know who Grandmaster Caz was, but Grandmaster Caz was the one who wrote Big Bank Hank's verse in Rapper's Delight. So that's how far back he goes. So, and he actually says his name in Big Bank Hank's rhyme. And he never got paid for that. That's the crazy part. That was his verse. He let Big Bank Hank have it because Big Bank Hank didn't write rhymes and he needed a rhyme because he was making this record. And Caz was like, all right, you can go ahead and take the rhyme. Like, it's my rhyme. It has my name in it. He ain't changed nothing. So in the rhyme, he spells Casanova fly. I'm the C-A-S, the C-A-S, the A-N-O, the whatever, however he spelled it. But when you're dealing with somebody who likes to see people suffer, or when you're dealing with somebody who's kind of cruel, it's going to have an effect on you. You're going to have to really make the decision about whether you want to be friends with somebody like that or not. What's up, AE? And thanks. Nice chat. Appreciate that. Let me see what y'all talking about. Pizza says, I've been a little busy, but I'll be here as much as I can. Appreciate that. No doubt. All day. TK, right, says Kid Creole Crash Crew. Yeah. Let me see. Dimple says, some people want others to feel the same pain that they feel so they don't feel alone and that justifies and breathes life into their own feelings. See, the way you explain that actually doesn't make it sound as bad as what I'm talking about. When you like to see somebody suffer, I'm not saying that you want to see somebody do as bad as you do. I mean, I'm not saying people who want people to understand their own pain. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who would put salt on a snail as an adult. We did that shit as kids because we didn't understand. You ever put salt on a snail? I'm talking about a slug. Yeah. Killing animals for nothing. And that's the thing about people who are cruel. And that's the thing about people who like to see people suffer. People who like to see people suffer probably don't have pets. Probably don't give a shit about animals. Living things other than human beings, and sometimes even human beings, don't matter to them. When you're talking about somebody who likes to see people suffer, they like to see everybody suffer except for themselves. And we're talking about people who are normally very self-centered, very selfish. So, yeah, it's one thing for you to have a fraternity and say, well, look, I got hazed, so everybody who gets in this club is going to get hazed. You might not get hazed the way I got hazed, but you might get hazed the way I got hazed, or even more than I got hazed. But you getting hazed. You ain't getting up in this club or in this frat just by signing on something, or just because you had good grades, or by unanimous vote. You're gonna have to put in this work. It's different. Russell Grant says, urban therapy. Okay, checking you out from Brisbane, Australia. And am I saying that right? Because that shit could be Brisbane. I don't know. I'm sorry. Well, because they speak English in Australia, maybe it is Brisbane. It's not the first time I've seen that word. I guess it's the first time I've had to pronounce it. Oh, you just checked this out of pure curiosity? Well, I appreciate you coming through. Out of pure appreciation. Thank you. Therapist is rocking the bling. A little something. So, Brisbane. Oh, Brisbane, Aussie, Brisbane. That makes sense in English, Brisbane. Like Worcester is Worcester. Okay, I got you. Thank you. I was stuck in American English. I got to get out of that. Got a lemon seed on me. All right. So, yeah, like I said, somebody who will put salt on a snail as an adult. You know, like anybody who can watch animals suffer, there has to be something unplugged going on with them. But if you don't mind watching animals suffer, there's a good chance that you don't mind seeing human beings suffer. Now, what happens when this person that doesn't mind seeing animals suffer and doesn't mind seeing human beings suffer, what happens when they're your best friend? What happens when they are your spouse? What happens when they are the love of your life? What happens when they are your children? What happens when they are your parents? What happens when they are your teachers, your mentors? What happens? Dealing with them might not be the easiest thing for you. It might actually be the hardest thing for you, because it's going to be hard for you to understand what they're doing and what their motivation is behind how they are and the way that they act. It can be off-putting for you. What if it's you? Because some of this shit that I'm describing describes us. It ain't always somebody else. Sometimes it's us. I didn't do the intro. Let's do this. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about dealing with someone who likes to see people suffer. Dealing with someone who likes to see them suffer. Dealing with someone who likes to see them suffer. Yeah, you got them. You had enough of them always wanting to see somebody doing bad. And sometimes when you're around people like that, it makes you mad, maybe a little sad, because you're close to them and you wonder how you got some close when they supposed to be a better person. Like to see people elevate, but they fill their life with nothing but hate, and you state that they shouldn't be that way, but they are that way, and that's the way that they are going to stay. And hey, I'ma ask you, why can't you be fly? Why would you ever like to see me and I, doing bad? Does it make you glad? If it makes me feel bad, then it don't make you sad. You are keeping bad feelings on the low. Sometimes they come out like the face, and it's gonna show, and you ain't gonna be able to hide it from nobody. That shit is bad, and I'm trying to talk to you. Dealing with somebody who likes to see people suffer. What y'all know? Dealing with somebody who likes to see people suffer. Brendan Speller tapping in from Brooklyn. BK all day. BK, Kings County. What's good? What's good? AV, what up? Thanks for coming through. All right. Brendan Spinella. Daniel Braun says, have you stolen Rudy's golden Luger yet? Got nothing. Not even, I'm sure if you spell Rudy's right. Or maybe you meant Rudis. I don't know. TK Wright says, I dated a guy that was awesome. Then I saw him abuse his dog. He turned out to be a horrible dude. Woo. And Russell Grant says, if they cannot empathize with the animal unit, they are lacking the basic pair bonding foundation, which forms a common ground from shared interests or values. I cannot argue with that. That sounds factual to me. NJA 444 says, hey, y'all, I was going through a rough patch recently, and listening to the lives helps me out on bad days. But I just wanted to comment right now because this topic specifically piques my interest. That's what's up. Did you have a different name before? Because your picture looks familiar. Says, I was dealing with a cyber stalker. I changed my name. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. That's my girl CCX222. What up? Good to see you, ma. Good to see you. Yeah, and you have been gone for a while. You know what I mean? Missed you. I'm glad you made it back. Very glad you made it back. All right. I was like, wait a minute. PBNJ. All right. All right. Grown woman, don't try me says, okay, wait, hold up. Dimple says people high on this personality trait often describe getting a rush of adrenaline when they hurt someone else. They feel dominant, powerful, and in control, even when they're not the ones who are inflicting the pain. They just like to see somebody in pain. And that shit is crazy. And I'm going to tell y'all some of the illest parts of this. One of the most disturbing parts of this phenomenon is that some of these people who like to see people suffer are in the medical field. Yeah, they're in the medical field where they are supposed to be limiting, stopping, and inhibiting people's suffering. But they like to see it. And some of them have actually gone over and above the call of duty to make sure that there was more suffering, administering more medicine or not enough medicine, whether it's pain medication or whatever they need to stabilize the patient. So they said, yeah, I'm supposed to give you this many cc's, but I'm only going to give you this many cc's. Or I gave you way too much, and now you're going to go into shock or have convulsions or have a seizure or some kind of medical accident or condition, to whereas we'll have to fix it. Some of them have gone so far as to almost push patients to the brink of death so they could be the one to save them. Playing around with people's lives, watching people suffer. When somebody is in the ICU, they may not be coherent enough to be able to tell anybody what has been done to them or what they think has been being done to them. How many of y'all have sent somebody to the hospital, maybe just for a checkup, maybe just for a routine thing, and they didn't come back home ever? And you like, what you mean? Like, in 2009, my mom went in the hospital for cataract surgery. She no longer has use of her right eye. It's a long story to that, but shit like that. Had she not been on it, because she said that she could feel it felt like she could see blood coming down her eye from the inside. Like she closed her eye because it had a patch on her eye. And she said it looked like it was bleeding. Like she could see nothing but blood going down in her sight. And she wound up losing her right eye to this day. That was in 2009. It's 2024. She's never going to get that eyesight back in her eye. She lost her eye. Had she not been on it the first day, because the first day when she came home, that next morning, she said there was something is wrong. Had we not got her there, she would have died because she had a staph infection in her eye. And, you know, your eye is in your head, and your head is where the brain is. And had it got to the brain, it was. So I guess we were supposed to be satisfied that she was able to still have good use of her left eye and that she didn't perish. Well, I'm not satisfied with that. But there's more to that story. But how do we know that somebody didn't do something wrong on purpose? We don't know that. To this day, we don't know. But it could have been worse. It could have been worse. She could have came home in a hearse. Well, you know, you don't come home in a hearse, but you do go home in a hearse. Well, you kind of went home exactly when you died. Anyway, dealing with somebody who likes to see people suffer. When you're a compassionate person and you don't like to see people hurt, you don't like to see people suffer, you don't like to see people down and out, you don't like to see people struggling, and you dealing with somebody who you're close to who likes to see that shit, it ain't cool. And they might question you about whether you should keep relations with somebody like that. Because that ain't a good look. What up, Maritza? Marissa Allberg in the house. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate you. Every time you come through, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let me see. All right, PB says, hey, T. Carey, it's okay. I'm doing better now, and things have gotten better so far. I have dealt with many sociopaths. That's the thing about the internet. And you know what? Speaking of liking to see people suffer, liking to see people doing bad, even just doing this show, since I do it every day, I get certain looks from certain people. And sometimes you have to analyze the people who support you and analyze the people who detract from you or who are not in support of you. And I've had people come on this show and try to punk me, try to scare me. And as far as I'm concerned, when you like to see people scared, that's the same as liking to see people suffer. Because when you're not confident, when you are afraid, you can't make moves, you can't do things. So I've had people come on here and, act like they know me like that, try to scare me, like, oh yeah, well, I know where you be and blah. I'm like, look, you come to the right place for that. But they want to see you weak. And wanting to see somebody weak, wanting to see somebody sick, wanting to see somebody scared, wanting to see somebody down, wanting to see somebody needy. It's all the same thing. You like to see people suffer. Like, look, me, I big, I strong. I make somebody bigger than me, stronger than me, suffer. That's literally what they want to see. That's literally how they want people to be out here. That's how they want to see you. It could be because they have been punked all their lives. They've been scared, or maybe they've had to have somebody take up for them their whole lives. It could be a variety of things. They could have been abused. They may be abusers, but there's something going on inside of a person that is not right when they want to see other people not winning, not doing well, not getting closer to the finish line, not closing things out, not getting anything that's good for them. Why would anybody feel that way? And it's not always the people who can't do anything or can't have anything. I know plenty of people who have a lot. They don't want anybody else to have shit. You probably know somebody like that too. You know somebody that makes 6 figures or better, and they don't want nobody to even be making 4 figures. I don't know. But you know as well as I do. That shit happens. And you might be dealing with somebody who is exactly that way. You might be dealing with a family member, of an old friend, your children, your goddamn baby mom or baby father, your spouse, that handsome or pretty woman you just met, that handsome man or pretty woman that you just met. You might be dealing with that. Now you got to make a decision about whether you want to go farther with them or not. Some of us are so attracted and we so thirsty for love and all of that kind of shit. We will hook up with somebody thinking that we can, my love will, they just didn't grow up right. They wasn't raised right. And, they need help. Everybody need a little help. Yeah, you're right. Everybody does need a little help. But can you help everybody? Can you help somebody who thinks they have it all? You can't teach nobody nothing that know everything, right? You can't teach nobody who knows everything. So a motherfucker that's hell bent on seeing somebody suffer is not trying to hear you telling them that they shouldn't see people suffer. That's in them. You got them what they call it? preloaded. They was already preloaded with the hate. They had remember before, when we bought cell phones, let's say 10 years ago. You know what I mean? They had this thing called bloatware. Bloatware are the apps that are already on your phone when you buy the phone. Like you ain't have to install them. You know what I'm saying? They got all kinds of apps in there. So 10 years ago, we talking about 2014, you might have bought a phone that had 16 gigs of storage. Oh, 16 gigs. Oh, I don't need more than 16 gigs. But when you started up the phone, you realize you ain't got 16 gigs no more. You only had 8 because the bloatware took up 8. And they didn't count that. They didn't count that when they said 16 gigs of storage. So you think you're going to have 16 gigs of storage, you're going to be able to, store your pictures and your videos and your songs and all of that kind of your music. Nah, you only working with you might have only been working with 9 or I'm sorry. Let's say it already took up 8 to 10 gigs. You left there with 4 to 6 gigs. And you wondering, do y'all remember when cell phones used to say when you would be close to almost when you were close to your full storage count in your phone, and it used to say something like first of all, your phone would start going real slow. And I'm not talking about when it used to buffer, but I remember it used to say something about your paging file is blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I was saying all of that to say that when you meet people, they might already be preloaded with the hate app installed in them. And it's taking up all their storage space. So you trying to infuse the little good stuff in them. You trying to show them a better way. You know what I'm saying? They ain't used to nothing but chicken and French fries. And you introduce them to some lamb. They like, what's this? Lamb? Never heard of this shit. What you mean never heard? You grew up in New York. You got Indians and shit. Yeah, but I don't be eating what they eat. This shit lamb? This is, just fucking around. But you understand what I'm saying? They already preloaded with the hate. You trying to expose them to something better, putting in all your work, and you're really doing it so you can tolerate them because it pains you to be around them, seeing how they are. You know that they are dangerous. Now we're gonna have to go somewhere with this in a minute. But do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please just do me the solid. I mean, you ain't got to do nothing else. Just hit the like button. You ain't got to do shit else. Just hit the like button. I know it's a lot of y'all come in, y'all start listening. And I mean, some of y'all start typing and shit like that. You might forget. You might have forgot to hit the like button. So make sure you tap, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Okay. And yeah, I wouldn't mind if y'all gave me some hearts, those little hearts, little smiley shit. That helps. It helps the algorithm. You know what I mean? I want to be something one day. But certain people don't want me to ever have shit. I want to shout out the recent people who just came through. Clayton Farris. What up, Clayton? Thanks for coming through. And he says, I'm going to enjoy watching some Patriots fans suffer when the Niners come out to play. Well, wait a minute. Last I looked, my Eagles was suffering. And it's all their fault. Let me see if how much they still suffering. Man, they took them out of my. All right, let's see what I'm gonna have to do. Just have to queue up the app. Queue up the app. Here we go. See this train wreck. Whoever thought the Bucks would be our fucking nemesis? 7-24. And we're gonna come back in the third quarter and whoop that ass. Okay, so All right. Life. What up, Life? It says today is effed. I realize the only reason I don't off my stepdad is because knowing he's alive is knowing he's suffering. Ooh. My mom died painfully and scared because of him. 2.5 years slow death. Oh man, that's sorry to hear about that. Really. Naturalista rap was good. You know what? You be wildin'. What's up, Ma? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Oh, Russell says the personality types, closet sadists like to inflict pain. Masochists like to have pain inflicted. Narcissists, overt, open about wanting to feed off of people's praise. Covert, closed. Life says, what if I'm this way because of pain? Hate myself for acknowledging the fact that I can be a murderer. Anybody can be a murderer. Not encouraging you to do that ever. But anybody can be pushed to the brink of premeditated killing. Anybody can be pushed to that. Especially if you feel like somebody is trying to do that to you, or if they're trying to harm somebody who's close to you. It's not an unrealistic way to feel. But that's where self-control has to come in. That's where respect for consequences and rule of law has to come in. I mean, that's when you have to use your deepest rationalization. This world is actually big enough for all of us to fit into it. Probably, this world is big enough for all of us to fit into it 100 times over. It would be more crowded, but there's enough room. There really is. And you wouldn't even have to live in the water. There's enough land for that. We waste a lot of land. But I wish you the best, Life. I really do. But I'm going to encourage you to try to see the lighter side and the brighter side of things. I lost a parent too, so I know how it goes. I know how hard it can be, and I know how leading up to it, how much you can suffer. And I know how it can be when you don't feel like you have people on your side, and you don't have a strong support system in place. And also, it can be really, really tough when you have people who seem like they have an interest in wanting to see this end come or have it stretched out so they can just watch the suffering. But just know that everything in your life starts with you. That's your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. It really does start with you. Not trying to say that nobody else is responsible for making you do something or making you feel some kind of way, but you have more control than you know about. You just have to exercise it, and you can actually be trained to control yourself more. But you can never have too much self-control. You can never exercise too much self-control. It's something that you have to practice at every day. We may all have to do it. Some of us may have phobias that we have to deal with. So we have to train ourselves to deal with it every day, because some of us have strange phobias, things that we really can't avoid. Like some people don't like to drive, but maybe they work far away and out of bounds from public transportation. So they have to drive. So they have to deal with that. So they have to mentally prepare themselves for driving every day. And you would think that something that you do every day will get easier. And that is the way it's supposed to work. But it doesn't work and happen on the same timeline as everybody else. So whereas I might catch on to something really fast, you might take longer to catch on. You might catch on to something really, really fast. It may take me longer to get onto it. But when I say that there's enough room in this world for everybody, you don't have to be around the people who want to see you suffer. You can surround yourself with people who are more supportive. But you're also going to have to keep your eyes on the people who are supportive of you, because you have to be sure that they are actually supporting and not just making you a soft bed to die in. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So let's go. All right. PB, good advice. She said, life, you want to hurt that man for what he's done, not because you enjoy watching humans die in pain. Just saying, you have good conscience. Good conscience. I agree with that. Natural Lisa says, hey, Miss Carol, I was talking to my nephew and turned around and saw him. Oh, my God. I can't. Russell says, covert people pleasers that try to help people to try and gain people's praise, approval, or affection. Your praise builds them up. Okay. Mr. Pay For It, what's good? He said facts. Top ramen. Hold on. Dimples D's, thank you so much. I'm gonna holler at you about that. Says top ramen, niggas. Selena, grrr, 169. What's good? Appreciate it. Thanks for the like. Mr. Eli, so can I have a shout out? I hope I just did it. PB says, son, you talking about you want to be something someday like you aren't already. Yeah, I'm something, but I want to be something more. You know what I mean? Like my vision for what I want to be is one thing is for sure. Where I want to be, there's no way I'll be able to read these comments. If you understand what I'm saying. It's all good. Love is love. I appreciate y'all. BB said life. This was a divine encounter that you found this. Definitely could be. Word. All right. Okay. Life says nature, fishing, four-wheeling, camping, helping for me is helping someone who can't help themselves. It's like it's part of the parts of me I can't fix. You can be fixed. And actually you can fix yourself. You just have to, you have to be steered in the right direction and given the right tools. You can fix anything as long as you are walking this earth. Even if you can't walk, you can fix whatever is broke. The only time you can't fix something is when you are no longer here in the physical form to be able to fix anything. That's when other people have to fix things in your absence. Other than that, you can do it. You just have to be shown. And I hope you really do. All right. So let's do this. Dimples D's came through with the Dimples D's came through with the Dimples D's came through with the Let's get it pop, the pop. Thanks for coming on through. Thanks for each and everything you do. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Everything you do. Appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that. Bruh, appreciate the chat. Appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You didn't have to give nothing, but you gave something. And that something was a whole lot of something. Ricky B says you can play that on your head. Oh my God, you're killing me, Ricky B. You're killing me. I'm going to call you Dickie B. Dick B. Dick B is in the house, Dick. Dick B is in the house, Dick. Dick B is in the house, Dick. Give it up for the Dick. Give it up. Dick B came through talking all that S-I-H-T. You know what I'm talking about, B. Yo, Dick B, thanks for coming by. I appreciate that shit. Even if you're not fly, you come to the right place to troll. Yo, come through this shit, because we gonna get it sold. Ain't nothing but love in here, even if you come through that bullshit. And I'ma see you go down and suffer, because we talking about that shit, and I've had enough of motherfuckers and Tommy Tuckers and Smuckers jam eating ass niggas think they bigger because they pulling triggers. You ain't got the gun, but you have found the one. My name is Omar, but niggas call me son, and then they call me son because I always shine. Yeah, you gonna have this shit and get behind the gun, and you ain't gonna be able to shoot. And I'ma even rob your stupid ass and take all your loot. Wait a minute, no threats, and we don't get on the other side of crime. Yo, I'ma take the time to apologize for the words that I just said. But you said you ain't got to start talking about my head, and you could be dead. No, but I'm glad you're alive. And we gonna do this shit because I have survived and through all kinds of trials and tribulations and dealing with motherfuckers that got the Haitian. I ain't talking about Haitians from Haiti. I'm talking about you hating ass motherfuckers who coming through like ladies. Yo, bitch ass nigga, what's going on? Yo, Dick B. Yo, Dick B. Yo, Dick B. Yo, Dick B. Did you like Tupac? No, I really didn't. I ain't like him. I appreciated what he brought to the culture, and then I didn't appreciate what he brought to the culture. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you what I didn't appreciate about Tupac. When I say I didn't appreciate what he brought to the culture. Nobody wants to give Tupac credit for monetizing hate. But that's exactly what he did. He monetized hate. And it cost him his life. And it cost Biggie his life. And I'll actually never forgive him for that. Now, you can say he wasn't the first one to ever make a diss record. You're right. But he was the first one to ever make that kind. Even when KRS-One was going at the Juice Crew, should I say Boogie Down Productions was going at the Juice Crew. And he said, you know, what's the matter with your MC Molly Ma? No, he said, what's the matter with your DJ MC Shan? Wait, he said, what's the matter with your MC Marley Marl? Don't you know that he's out of touch? What's the matter with your DJ MC Shan? On the wheels of steel, Marley sucks. And he said, you know, Roxanne Shante is only good for steady fucking. Small change. You come out like talking about you fat motherfucker, that's why I fucked your wife. And that's the first thing you say in a record. Like, come on, man. I don't like that shit. He went too far. He went too far. Everybody else diss records, they kept the women and children out of it. Tupac didn't do that. So nah. Me nah need no Pac around here. Plus his records wasn't good enough to me. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Naturally, Surratt says, don't let him break up our love fest. Fuck Ricky. Yo, y'all guys, excuse me. I'm still getting over this cold. I'm doing a lot better. I'm good. I'm actually like somewhere around 90%, but that 10% is still, yeah, I mean, it's still holding the shades up instead of pulling them down, you know? All right. So Life says, I am depressed. I have been to therapy. Have serious issues because of therapy too. Because of therapy? And PB says, you don't have to tell us, but if you've experienced trauma like something that permanently stuck with you and gave you extreme anxiety and pain and sadness. Roxor 44 says, wasn't everything going too far at that time? No. Nobody, no, what? No, everything wasn't. He got all of that shit. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to give him credit for starting that East Coast, West Coast beef. He did it. And he wasn't even from the West Coast. Fucking fraud. He wasn't from the West Coast. People still try to rationalize, well, you know, you from wherever you get the love. No, the fuck you ain't. You can stay wherever you get the love, but you can't be from there. You can be, he was born in Harlem, New York, from birth till age 13. From 14 all the way up to 17, he was in Baltimore. All of this is East Coast. It don't get no more East Coast than New York and Baltimore. The Atlantic Ocean right there. You know what I mean? Like, they go to Atlantic Ocean. Look, here's me. Maryland, Eastern Shore. Baltimore Harbor, right there. At age 17, maybe 18, he moves to Oakland. He comes back to New York. He came back home to New York. Was making records with who? New York rappers. Messing around with who? New York people. Gets locked up. Where? New York. Had a home. Where? New York. Goes to jail. Can't make bail. And you know what I always thought? One thing I was never really clear on this whole Tupac thing was, cats had me thinking that he made it upstate. You can't go upstate and get bail. You've been convicted. Ain't no more bail. You've already stood trial. So I'm like, how did Suge get him out of jail? Was he still in Rikers Island? Rikers Island is a county jail. It's not a prison. It's a county jail. It's a jail. So, anyway, Suge bailed him out, took him to California, which I don't understand because there's so much to unpack. He had no provisions of his parole. Like, you know, it ain't normally when you put on parole, you got all kinds of restrictions. Like, no, before you go out of town, you have to ask for permission. And we ain't gotta let you go. You can move anywhere within the state, but outside the state, you can't go. So I don't know. Red tape. There's still some explaining that needs to be done. So he goes over to the West Coast, back over to the West Coast, and now it's all California love. Talk about something. In LA, we wear Chucks, not Bally's. What you mean we? No, you wear Bally's, not Chucks. Because on the East, we wear Bally's, not Chucks. Well, some people wear Chucks. And when they wear Chucks, I got to keep it moving. And that's male or female. I mean, I know women really think they so cute with their little Chuck Taylors on. I'd be like, nah, shit. You can't be around me with that shit, with them shits on. I don't like that shit. You don't like Chucks? No, I don't. And we ain't going nowhere if you wearing them bitches. We can't even be in the house if you wear Chucks. Like, oh, you so controlling. How you gonna tell? Look, I don't tell you how to wear your hair. I don't tell you what to wear. None of that old shit. But you can't wear them. I don't know what it is. I don't like them. This is whack. All right. Hold on. All right. Look, what is yourself? What is it? Likes Dinos? Yourself likes Dinos? So your beard ain't in it. Your beard ain't it, bro. What kind of fruity shit are you on? Talking about my beard. Damn. I must be getting too cute. You know what I need to do? I need to get my face scarred. I've been drinking too much water, eating too many herbs and shit. That's the problem. my skin must be looking too clear these days. It must be looking too clear. Cause now we got these little bitch ass niggas coming to the show. Like, what's up with your beard? You wearing eyeliner? I mean, y'all niggas gotta calm down, thirsty motherfuckers. Take that dick hard shit for men shit. Take that shit over to the LGBTQIA. Oh, take that shit somewhere else. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Your beard ain't it. The fuck out of here. You little soft ass boy. So what you saying? You don't want to date me? Good. Man, I will be, y'all think I'm bad? Y'all think I'm bad? You luck if they wouldn't take my channel, it would be this thing would be crazy. This would be crazy. LGBTQIA. Your beard ain't it. This motherfucker is sitting at home on his phone like, I think I should say something about his beard. Talking about fade me then. Yeah, I'm gonna punch you right through the screen. I can't. This shit is too much. Give me a job that I can do. Give me something that I can do. BDP, Chuck Taylor's possibly the most popular shoes in American history, and you don't like them because you feel like it's a West Coast. No, we wore them on the East Coast. I don't live on the West Coast. So yeah, here's the thing. Only chicks wear them on the East Coast. Like, you're not gonna see no dude in no Chuck Taylors over here. First of all, they the most uncomfortable sneaker that was ever invented. Them things feel worse than being barefoot. And I know because I had a pair before. I don't see how people wear them. They don't make none of your gear look good. You can't be fly in Chuck Taylors. You just can't. You can't. You can look acceptable, but you ain't gonna look fly. That's because they not fly. Them shits is flat. That's what they should call them, flat foot sneakers. All right. Stocks Family Farm says they're teaching it in elementary out here in Oregon public schools. Ricky B says, can you play the bongos? You already missed that. Grown woman says, man, I thought the freaks only come out at night. But there you are. But it's funny. It's funny. Because I was just talking a few minutes ago about how some people like to see you scared. They like, you know what I mean? They want to see you. They see you confident. They see you doing your thing. They see you getting your shine on. They see you advancing. They see you working hard. They see you planning your work, working your plan, and making sure you get things done. You completing your objectives. A lot of people don't want to see that. They don't want to see that at all. They want to see you broke. They want to see you starving. They want to see you needy. They want to see you with your hand out. They want to see you in line. You know what I mean? They want to see you in line at the welfare office. That's what they want to see. What we used to say back in the day on the mic, What's yours is yours and what's mine is mine. I saw your mama in the cheese line. Yeah, she was in the cheese line, big behind. I got behind her. It was the biggest one I could find. And I said, when you get them stamps, I'm going to be amped. We gonna get some more cheese. And I know at least we can get a box of cereal. Everything's going to be all right. We in stereo. I check the surround sound. Yeah, the sits around. We go through this shit. I'm behind your mom right now. And the shit was good. And I was all up in it. Yeah. And giving her the wood. And the wood was hard, kind of like an oak. But I gave her a stroke. And she was feeling it. Had a squirting everywhere. Yeah, I ain't really care. Yeah, and I wouldn't share her with nobody else. I'll be there after I get off of the phone, man. You won't be alone. Yeah, that kind of shit. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, for real, people want to see you broke, and it's harder when it's your people that's close to you. And many of y'all may have experience with people who are close to you who really want to see you suffer. They really want to see you doing bad. They really want to be. No, hold on. One part of this show that I haven't talked about a lot. Hold on. Fix something. So, sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place. One thing I haven't talked about enough, and I want to make sure I get this part in, is cruelty. Wanting to see somebody do bad or wanting to see somebody suffer, that's more of a reactive thing. That doesn't necessarily mean you are in control of that. When you talk about somebody being cruel, now you're talking about somebody being proactive in their actions to make somebody hurt, to make somebody suffer. Cruelty. You may have seen certain parents who were not just abusive, but they were cruel. Cruel. And I don't want to discount this. I don't want to discount any abuse or any situations that anybody may have been going through or may have gone through as far as abuse is concerned. But there is a difference between wanting to whoop somebody's ass or whooping somebody's ass and doing things to them and putting them in positions where they cannot do certain things without your permission that will hurt them. So, like, if you talk about children, it's one thing to spank a child. It's another thing to beat a child or whoop a child, however you want to call it. Like my cousins from down south and up north, they didn't like it when we used to say, yo, he got a beating. They used to be like, nah, he got a whooping. Not a beating. Like to them, a beating was like, like you put him out of commission. You know, it was like a knockout. So taking that into consideration. All right. So you might have got whoopings as a child. You know, maybe when you were bad or you didn't follow directions, instructions, or you disrespectful or irresponsible, whatever the case may be. That's one thing. It's another thing. I remember when I was 8 or 9 years old, and this family moved on my block. It was a family. It was the strangest family I ever saw. It was a lot of kids, and they were all mismatched. There were white kids. There were black kids. The mom was black. Some of the kids were white. Some of the other kids were like mixed. And some of the other kids were straight up black. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if she had like a foster child. It was such a lot of them. And you know, because the houses on my block were big. So the white girls all messed around with black dudes. And, you know, I mean, par for the course. They came from a black family. I don't know how they was white. And I mean 100% white. Okay, so the white girl had a baby by, for me, he was an old head at the time because he was like in his 20s. She had a baby by him. They had like 3 or 4 kids together. And I remember she was potty training one of the kids. And I guess they wasn't picking up on it fast. And I remember the little girl peed on herself. The little girl peed on herself. She made the little girl wear the pissy panties on her head for the whole day. I'm 9 years old. I'm looking like, to me, that's cruel. To me, that's cruel. I'm looking to my right. I'm looking to my left. I look to the front. I look to the back. Nobody says shit. I saw her confront the little girl like, you peed on yourself? I saw her take the panties off, put the panties on her head, and said, you better not pee on yourself again. And I was like, so the little girl running around here with the panties on her head. The craziest shit about this whole thing is the little girl is now a grown woman, because this was in 1979. You understand what I'm saying? This was in 1979. So the girl got to be what, like 35 now? At least. Some shit like that? Because I'm trying to remember if she was 1, she probably might not have been potty trained yet. So I'm thinking she had to be about 2. So she might be 36. Let's call it that then. So, yeah, that's cruelty. I don't see how you could chalk that up to anything else besides being cruel. So shit like that. Now, I don't know how you can chalk that up to teaching somebody a lesson, but I know that's a lesson that I wouldn't want to learn. That's not something I would ever want to be a part of. That's not a practice that I would ever take part in. This little pissy ass. And you know, the illest part about that shit is it probably worked. Fuck. But that makes it even worse. If the cruelty works, then now it reinforces that that's what you should do. Let's do this. Name some people. Let's do this. Play a little game. Let's name some people, maybe in the media, somebody, they can be a celebrity of any type, actor, singer, comedian, politician. Name some people that you think are cruel and why. And let's see how other people think about the choices that you put out there. Who are some people that you think are cruel? And what evidence or what reasons do you have for labeling them to be cruel? Franco Chamorro. What up, Star? Star Smoff, what's good? I can't fuck with y'all. All right. PB says, oh, of course it worked. The child is traumatized now and will resent them. And remember, I see the little, well, she ain't a little girl no more. You know what I mean? You know, if she was born in the 70s, she was kind of like my peer. You know, I was a grown kid at the time, 8, 9 years old. But now she's shit. She all the way in her 40s. I got it wrong. I'm talking about she 30. No, that she would have had to have been. She in her 40s. Yeah, she in her 40s. All right. Let me see. Star says, my pop used to beat the brakes off my older brother. Now he blocks his phone and my pop wonders why. He regrets it now because it destroyed his relationship with his oldest son. Code the Toad says, I was born in 91 and I'm 33, bro. 76 is like 50. My bad, my dude. My bad. Yeah, listen, I'm 54. One thing about kids that was born in the 70s, we be forgetting we in our 50s. And the ones that ain't there yet, the ones that's not, we be forgetting. You know what I'm saying? So the 70s babies and the 80s babies, we be forgetting we ain't in our 30s no more. We really be forgetting, like, yo, what happened to the 80s? And the 90s be a total blur. Because, like, you know, we was in our 20s in the 90s. It's like, yo, what'd they do with the 90s? So my bad. Yeah, I had it all wrong. I forgot. She is my age almost. 8 years younger, some shit like that, whatever. And she still has kids of her own, and they still live on the block. A whole lot of other shit went along with that, as far as their family structure. I ain't gonna get into all of that. PB says, my brothers have anger issues from my dad doing what he did. Marissa says, Diddy is cruel for what he did to Justin Bieber, Usher, etc. Did Justin or Usher actually say what he did? Because they've been a little hush with it. But I wouldn't argue that Diddy likes to see people suffer. I wouldn't argue that. I don't think I could. Whether you're talking about, I don't know his relationship with minors, but I know his relationship with adults. I'm pretty well versed on his relationship with adults. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Do me that one favor. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you ain't gonna subscribe to the channel, that's one thing. If you ain't gonna share the show, that's another thing. But please just hit the like button, because I mean, just hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna hurt nothing. It's gonna help something, but it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Christian Evans says, I like your Amish beard. Another beard hunter. We're gonna have to make a special club. I'm gonna get a special name for men who come through and talk about my beard. Because we gotta do something about these Mr. Softies. Tone Stark says, you ready to call in? Blog Talk ain't working today. Unfortunately, we can't take calls today. Tone Starks, I ain't seen you on this show in a minute. Almost didn't recognize. I was like, oh, that's Tone Starks. I'm like, oh, that Tone Starks. What up, my G? Good to see you. PB says, one of them became a cop and he takes it out on others now. He took 2 lives on it. Whoa. Damn. Honk says, quick NFL updates. Vikings destroying the Packers 28-7. Wow. 16-30 with the Eagles and Bucks. How did they get 16? They got a safety? All right. Dimples D says, speak for yourself, oh. Tone Stark says, 90s was the time males had to man up. Oh, yeah? Why is that? That's all I want to know. All right. And thanks for that update, honk honk. Ryan says Packers scored. Okay. All right. I gotta get this out of my sight. You don't have me losing it ain't. I'm easily distracted as it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at this score like. All right. If the Vikings lose, the Seahawks are the only remaining undefeated team in the NFC. That would be true. All right, Star says, if they did get their booties taken, I doubt that they would want to come out on the internet. The internet would be ruthless to them. Not necessarily. Like them kids that B2K, Chris Stokes, Chris Stokes and what's not Omarion. Omarion's brother. They allegedly molested all of those B2K members. Chris Stokes and what's Omarion's brother name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. He made records too. But yeah, all those B2K members got it. And one of them spoke up about it. And the internet didn't do them bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing when it comes to that's the thing that keeps males getting abused, because they're ashamed. They're ashamed of what happened to them, and they think everybody is going to treat them bad because of what happened. Meanwhile, more and more males are getting abused, especially in showbiz. It's a bad look. PB says, people say Kendrick is the modern day Tupac. He's not as reckless. He's not as reckless. Plus, lyrically, he's way more better. Even though I like Kendrick more on other people's songs than his own. Go figure that. Oh, in NYC, you had to be tough. In the 90s, I mean, you had to play tough. I think you had to be tougher in the 80s than in the 90s. In the 90s, that's when, I hate to say this, but I'm going to have to say it. The 90s is when all of the fake toughness start coming through, and it set it up for the bitch ass 2000s. When you really think about it. There was a lot of faking going on in hip hop in the 90s. Awful faking about where you from, faking about what you have, faking about what you could do. It was all theater, but we ain't think so. We thought all rappers was real, and they wasn't. But it was still the crack era, and it was still the AIDS era. But it was losing a lot of steam. So in the 2000s, you ain't know what was real no more. All right. Grown woman says Chris Stokes has serious issues now from the abuse allegedly they suffered. I guess his excuse is, but I made them stars. Marquez Houston, thank you. I knew it was something with an H. Yeah, Marquez Houston. Yeah, him and Chris Stokes. Them two freak boys, man. Them goddamn disgrace. That's what I call me, a disgrace. Thank you. Cheryl Halsey. Sorry about your mother, loves. Sorry about your mother. Love to see you play bongos. Never whip a child when angry. So much love. No doubt. That's what's up. Told the phones ain't working today. Sorry, son. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't working today. Yeah, maybe you don't believe me. All right, let me show you. Oh, damn. The stream ended on Blog Talk. The stream ended on Blog Talk, my G. But trust me, if the phones was working, that should make it easier for me. PB says there are women who feel wrongly ashamed of being assaulted or abused and never speak up either. A whole lot of women. The thing is, women, for the most part, I can't speak for all women, and I'm not going to try to, but women, it seems like for the most part, they are weary of being called or of making it seem like they caused their own abuse, like because they have to take the stand when they accuse somebody of sexual abuse or rape or whatever. So they have to get cross-examined and prove or show why they shouldn't have been sexually assaulted. So they ask them about their whole sexual history that comes into play, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act, the way they walk, the way they are, who they knew, who they taught, all kinds. The system is fucked up when it comes to that. So the system abuses women when it comes to sexual assault by making it seem like they was hoes and nobody violated them. They was willing participants. They just didn't get what they wanted in the end, so they want to blame somebody. That's how they do women. When men, their sexuality comes in the question, because they're not often being abused by women, sexually abused by women. They are sexually abused by women sometimes, but that hardly ever makes it into court unless it's a minor situation dealing with an adult. Other than that, man on man, now it's like, well, you must have been gay if you let it happen all of those times, and you must have enjoyed it. So it's apples and oranges, and both of the fruits are rotten. TK Wright says, but Omarion was in B2K. Yeah, he was. I was talking about Marquez Houston because they were the producers and the whatever they did, managers, producers, whatever. Him and Chris Stokes, they were the ones bringing in those talents. Omarion is the brother of Marquez Houston, but he allowed abuse when it came to Omarion and all the rest of them. But there's a reason why Omarion was able to emerge out of the group and everybody else kind of went down. As Knowledge Center says, is America still racist? Star Small says, damn, you knew Big L Tone. I went to visit his vigil in Harlem last summer, but I couldn't find it. Yeah. Big L was a dope MC. I liked him in 91. PB says, it's also people who get sexually abused by family members or family friends as children, and they never speak up and take it to the grave. Some of them, yeah. As Knowledge Center says, I have my Indian cousin lives in Virginia. Once an old white idiotic lady called him a sandbag. A sandbag. PB says, then the abusers keep the cycle going and keep violating more children. Yeah. All right. Tide Picogram, aka Satan. Okay, cool. All right. You're the Antichrist. Okay, all right, cool. All right. In all reality, I think Donald Trump is cruel. Real shit. I've always felt like he was cruel. I don't think he minds seeing anybody suffer except for him. I mean, you know, when you think about that America First shit, you got to really think about what he's saying. You know, when you call other countries shithole countries, you got to really think about what he's saying. I mean, the racial undertones, I mean, that's easy to decipher, but, you know, all of his supporters, they blow that off. They find a way to, you know, talk around that or take the spotlight out of that shit, try to take the sting out of it, which he always makes it harder and harder. But I don't think that he minds seeing people suffer as long as it's not him. Think about it. This man defends nobody that has not defended him or is not associated with him. He has no defense. So, like, if y'all been following politics and you look at this dickhead down in North Carolina, Mark Robinson, that's running for governor, and you know he's all super radical. Donald Trump called him Martin Luther King on steroids. That's what he called him. Martin Luther King on steroids. He talked about how great he was, what a good leader he was, and how he's gotten to know him in a relatively short time. And you know, he called him Martin Luther King on steroids. This dude talks about, this motherfucker said, slavery was a good time. I wish they would bring it back. He would buy some slaves himself. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, right? It almost sounds cartoonish. But he labels himself a black Nazi. You know, that kind of shit. But he's recently been caught watching tranny porn. And like he used to bring in pizza and go watch all of this tranny porn at the you know, back in the DVD days. Back in the video store days. And people, you know, when you run for office, people remember you. And they've been remembering him, and they've been telling. So this dude is trying to get out of this shit. He's trying to wiggle his way out. And now Donald Trump talking about something. Oh, I don't know what happened with the bull. I don't know nothing. Like, you don't know nothing? This was your man. You just said that he was like Martin Luther King on steroids, and you got to know him very well in a relatively short amount of time. This is the dude you endorsed. And you ain't heard what he did? Well, guess what? Everybody heard what you said. So he gets no support. So you gonna let your man, you gonna let Martin Luther King on steroids, you gonna let him suffer, you gonna let him fight all by himself? Yeah, he gonna do that shit. Why? Because it ain't him. He don't give a fuck. If it helps me, then I'll help you. If it hurts me, I ain't got nothing to do with you. I ain't got nothing to do with you. And that's a form of cruelty to me. It's a form of cruelty. Like, I'm gonna let you suffer. We said dealing with someone who likes to see people suffer. Well, I don't think you got to look too far. And God damn. Yeah, they done flagged this show already. Already. Goodness gracious. They wasn't waiting. But it's probably because of the title. Like YouTube don't like titles like that have words like suffer or what else they don't like? They don't like anything that has words like cigarettes in it. I'll just tell you the shows of mine that they flagged. Let me see. Let me see. We did a show called "He Lied to Get With Her, but He's Otherwise a Good Person." They flagged that. If you went to jail or passed away, let's see, what was it called? If you went to jail or passed away, who would? They flagged that too. They don't. It has to have an advertiser friendly title. The difference between a Karen and a caring, they flagged that. I appealed all three of them. They was like, now they didn't take away my monetization of it, but it's limited monetization. They don't want, you got to be like the Brady Bunch on here. But normally they wait until the show is over to flag it. They like, nah, we're going to get this party started. We're going to get this party started quickly. Set it up on the left. Y'all set it up. I suggest y'all set it off. Come on, now set it off. Yeah, they ain't waiting. I'll appeal it. Yeah, YouTube be tripping. Yeah. But it's all about money. Let's see. As Nalison says, by the way, Shoe Bomb's comments are deleted. He himself is not white and added a racist comment. Okay. All right. Yeah, Dimples, you know what I mean? This shit is all about money, man. You know, it's about money. They don't really care about how anybody feels. They care about what advertisers will pay for. No. It's business. Ain't nothing but business. That's all it is. It's business. Oh, wait. PB says, y'all remember Eddie Murphy cruising the streets in the 90s looking for trans women of the night, and he murdered one of them because he saw her regular. He didn't murder. It just it was a coincidental. He was never charged. Star says, "Damn son, you got haters. They probably reporting your stream." No. I read the, you know what? I read the I got sick of having to appeal show after show after show. And so I said, you know what? Let me go look at their standards. And this is what it said. All right. Make sure your video meets guidelines. Content in the video is advertiser friendly. Check the self-certification guidelines examples on that page. All right. So, all right. Check this out. Because I found this to be very helpful, even though, as you can see, I'm still doing what I do. But it says, you'll find examples of content not suitable for ads and will result in a limited or no ads monetization state. Here are all the main topics that are not advertiser friendly. Listen close, because this shit, it helped a lot. It said inappropriate language, okay, violence, okay, adult content, shocking content. That's kind of open-ended. What is shocking content? All right, harmful acts and unreliable content, hateful or derogatory content, recreational drugs or drug-related content. So if you have drugs written on your title, they flagging that. Firearms related content. Wait a minute. Controversial issues, sensitive events, enabling dishonest behavior, inappropriate content for kids and families, incendiary and demeaning content, and last but not least, tobacco related content. So see, these are their guidelines. Take a screenshot. You can read it for yourself. So it doesn't surprise me when I put up certain titles and all of a sudden my little dollar sign turns yellow. When it's green, that means everything is copacetic. When it's yellow, that means it's limited to no ads. So it doesn't mean that you won't get any money. It just means that they're going to stop some of the money. You won't be advertiser friendly. They can't run ads for any and all products, but they can run the ads for some products or some advertisers. You understand what I'm saying? They want it so they can run ads from any advertisers, because that puts money in their pockets, and it's supposed to put money in your pockets too. So that's what that's about. You want to see it again? So because this show deals with a lot of social issues, it's not easy for me to follow these guidelines. It's not as easy as it is for some people. You know, I'm like, but you do get to appeal it, and then they're supposed to listen to the whole show and decide whether, you know, the decision to let you slide or not is good. And I usually win, but I lose sometimes. So let's say out of 20 shows, they might have flagged 2. Let's say they flagged 10, but I might have won 8, but they banged me on the 2. I can live with those odds because I know what I'm dealing with. I should have just followed the rules and, you know what I mean, kept it moving. But no. Eagles losing today. It's about to be a rap. All right. I mean, shit happens. Shit happens. Okay. So Yeah. That's how it go. That's how it go. So I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. Yeah, tobacco. Ain't that some shit? Tobacco. No, I guess if I would have put vodka in the title, nope, we good with vodka, but not tobacco. That pretty much lets you know who's paying and who's not. Crazy. Oh, you said, oh, I thought they were saying that's what you were doing in the live. No. But when they go back and look at it manually, they go, every now and then you're going to see me doing some shit like this or telling somebody to eat a dick or, tell them. But they don't always bang me on that. As long as you make it the appetizer and not the meal. You can't make it the entree. If you make cussing and all kinds of expletive exploits, if you make that your entree, then yeah, they're gonna bang it. So it is what it is. Sometimes I'll be like, no, don't go back and look at nothing. Don't go back and look at nothing. Naturally, the rap says so basically everything. Oh man. TK Wright says sounds like sunshine, lollipops, rainbows, and unicorns are all that's acceptable. It's funny because the show that did the best live, they waited like a whole month before they flagged it. I was like, a month? Y'all got this one flagged in real time, and y'all waited a month to flag that show? That show got 23,000 views that night. And I was like, oh, yeah, good. It went through. A month later, they was like, Star says, oh, I see. So they just monetizing everything now. You ever seen the advertisements when you try to read an article online? It's damn near impossible. Now they got the news site looking like a NASCAR jacket. Ain't that some shit? Good analogy, by the way. Star says, facts, they going too far with that. Not even the hub got advertisements like that. Icon, baby. Appreciate that. He got me. He said, you are a 10 out of 10. He said, just stop using eyebrows. I can't. But I can't even be mad at that. I said, ring along. Another soul is dying. Just stop using eyebrows. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it today. I'm going to work on it today. 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 Today I'ma work on it. Yes, I will. Yeah, I'ma sit back, relax, and chill. Yeah. Until he came through with the crazy ass shit. I ain't know what to do, but I'ma better my life. I'm gonna be a better man to my kids and my wife. I said, yeah, the stress and strife will be coming round, but yeah, I know that for now I can do better and I'm going to improve. Yeah. And thanks for being smooth. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate why. Oh, you. Yeah, everything will be all right. Do something better for my life. Yeah, let my light shine. Don't get behind nobody negative. I take a sedative so you can calm down. Don't be all hype. Don't be that crazy ass little nut type. Yo, just be the kind of people that people want to be around and give you a couple of boundaries, I should say. But yo, this is just the way I play. I come off hard. Every day I pray to God, but I pray that everybody does better, not just myself, trying to improve my health, physical and mental. Yeah, knock out your dental if you come a little too crazy. Yo, don't try to phase me. I got a little something going on, yo. I would like to warn you, if you come around me with all the crazy type of bullshit, then you probably get hit off a little something negative to hear. And I put that thing right up in your ear, not like the gun dad I put to your face. And I don't have to take out your eye, spraying you with mace. I lace these things with the beats that you can find nowhere, because I just made them up right here. All right. Niggas. I don't know what's going on. All right, peace, naturalist the rap. Thanks for coming through. Always. All right. This is what we going to do. Let's go ahead and do these birthday shout outs. These birthday shout outs, get on up out of here. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious September 29th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Carolina Ruiz. Happy birthday to you. And Maka Newsom, happy birthday to you. And also Gwendolyn Seas, happy birthday. And Harmony Peace, happy birthday. And Tanisha Ingram, happy birthday. And my girl Dia Gilmore, happy birthday. And Javonda Mines, happy birthday. And Nakia McIntyre, no relation, but what up, cuz? What's good? Happy birthday to you. And Erica Monroe and Marie Angie LaPierre and DeConti Watkins, Judith Robinson, my man going all the way back to the 1985, Johnny Lohman, Charlize Johnson, damn, everybody birthday today, Tracy Deloach, Latasha Kellum, Ali Henderson, Tanisha Ingram, my man go-getter Vincent Squire, Patricia Washington Ross, Charlene Curry. Charlene Curry. Ain't seen Charlene Curry around here in a while, but she's definitely a go-getter, and she's definitely our people. Happy birthday to you. And my girl going all the way back to the 1982, Janine Ward, my old classmate. And last but not least, go-getter Barbara Hill Cisse, Bobby Hill Cisse, all day, every day. Thanks for being down. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious September 29th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, man, people being cruel to people out here. They don't want to see nobody doing good out here. They want to see people suffering out here. And unfortunately, that's your boyfriend. And unfortunately, that's your girlfriend. And unfortunately, that's your good friend. And sometimes that's your best friend. And sometimes it might be your mom, might be your dad, might be your brothers and sisters. You don't know which one you had. Yo, it might be your favorite cousin. You do what you do, but they does what they does. And you gotta get away from them sometimes because they don't want to see nobody doing good in real time. And so the time that you take to be around them and give you a headache and feel like an earthquake, what's happening in your chest because they make your heart beat the wrong way and not like the rest. But I'ma test you to get better and make them better too, because you gotta do it for you. And whoever they be cruel to, you might have to protect them because you respect them and you don't respect the things that's happening to them. So what are you gonna do, my peoples? What you gonna do? Why you gonna do? You're gonna let him abuse that boy? He gave him a beating. Why I'm beating like that? Why I'm beating like that? Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show. Around like 2 o'clock in the morning. If you're up, it's up. If you're not, check the replay. We'll be back. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I want you to have the best day ever. No exceptions. No exceptions. So I'm going to holler back at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Get on up out of here. Do the damn thing. Peace.